Hey, welcome to New Jump City, everybody, where we recap the week in American and Japanese sequential art. I'm your host, Christian, the unbiased king, Espinal. And joining me, it is my partner in crime. It is the man, the myth, the legend, Joshua. Gangsta time, go!
Well, it's called partner, but it should be called gangsta time.
Hello.
Hi. That took a while. I forgot your new epithet, too, to add on to that. It's the Tank Top God, Joshua Cole. Also joining us is the now undisembodied voice of our producer, finally back on the camera. It is Edgelord Big News Brian.
What's up, nerds?
Hey. Oh my god. It's the
I was
looks.
once a robot. I was once just a floating voice in the void. And now I'm a full flesh and blood human being once more.
Yeah, and our family dog Lucas is also joining us today on the show. If you want to look at him, check out our YouTube. Because he's adorable. Yep. He's a sweet boy. But
little fucking shark piranha with his fucking snaggletooth.
Yeah, that's
called snaggletooth, right?
I think so. Yeah, I think it. Well, you know where to find our snaggletooth dog is on the YouTubes now. Now that Brian is on video, but yeah, we're back. Very excited to get into today's show. We got a lot of banger chapters to go through, so let's not waste any time. Let's get into plugs. You could find me at the Chris Espinal on Twitter and Instagram. Joshua Cole, where can they find you?
At JDCole_37. That's on Instagram, and at NYChillin with an EN, not an ING. And that's on Twitter.
Oh yeah, Brian.
You can find me at b.esp on both Instagram and Twitter. And if you ever want to catch me when I'm streaming, which I can finally do now, by the way.
Oh,
I got a new computer. You can find me at twitch.tv/itspunchline.
Oh, yeah. What are you playing these days now that you're back?
I have been like hardcore grinding Valorant lately. It's this Riot Games shooter. You know, it was the biggest mistake of my life getting into a Riot Games game. Just saying, just putting that out there. I wouldn't put it for anybody else. But yeah, I've been grinding that game pretty hard. I'm really close to getting a higher rank, so.
Well, you can witness it if you join his stream.
Witness history!
Yeah.
Witness history!
Yeah. Brian, I imagine you'll be posting on your social media whenever you're streaming. I think that's a good idea, and you should do that. So follow Brian on his social medias and find out when he's streaming. You can follow the show itself at New Jump City on Twitter and Instagram. Follow us on Twitter especially because we do a really good chapter of the week poll, of which we have another winner. The votes are coming back in. You know, it's a little minor, but at least we're getting some winners these days. Very excited to get into that. You cast your vote. I put up the poll a couple hours after the chapters drop on Sunday on the official release on Viz's website, and you got to vote for your favorite chapter, and we'll announce it on the show. So cast your vote, and we will do that. You can email us at newjumpcitypod@gmail.com with any questions, suggestions, anything you guys want us to talk about. That would be super sweet. We do have more questions loaded up. We might not be able to tackle some today because we actually have like a lot to talk about this week in general. So there's a monthly episode coming up. We'll probably get into those, but keep sending us in questions if you're listening, and if you enjoy the show, check us out there. Email us there at newjumpcitypod@gmail.com, or you can comment on any of the videos on YouTube, whether it's the full version of the podcast or the little highlight breakouts for each chapter. You can also subscribe. Why not? While you're at it, while you're already commenting, why don't you drop us a subscribe? Give us a like. That would be super sweet. We would appreciate that. It gives me elation in my life whenever I see one like. I'm always like, yeah, I'm doing the right thing. So give us a like, give us a share, all that stuff. Tell your friends about it. If you prefer audio podcasts, we're pretty much on everywhere you can listen to podcasts, whether it's iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music we're on Pandora, we're everywhere. So wherever you listen to podcasts, we are likely there. Okay, there you go. My headphone blurted out. Okay, so all the subscribe stuff. I think that's it for plugs. Let's get into the show proper, shall we? That was a mistake, but this is One Piece. This is One Piece chapter 1050, Honor. Little cover page update. It turns out it was Reiju and Ichiji who have descended upon Whole Cake Island and are just fucking shit up. Ichiji is just straight up like choking out this little girl. He is not playing these fucking games.
Yo, he really isn't.
Yeah. So that's happening. So I guess he's saving. Yeah. I mean, she's trying to stab him, so I guess fair game, but crazy. But yeah, they saved him. And we open where we last left off. Luffy has just punched Kaido straight into the ground. He has been like tunneling down through the sheer force of Luffy's ultimate Gear 5 punch. We see this little panel that Big Mom's descent is also deeper than I thought. They both land in this volcanic fucking core of Wano, this underwater volcano that's been like slowly building up down there. Big Mom's down there. So both of them have been Big Mom's been cooking down there for a minute. Boiling. Yeah. So he falls in down there as well. Yamato catches Luffy. We get the little narration stating that the battle on the roof of the Skull Dome, Onigashima, winner formerly Kaido. We changed that shit.
Which I still gotta say, the narrator didn't declare Luffy still the victor.
To the end.
Still didn't say it.
Yeah, he did at the end. But we'll get there.
He said formerly Kaido.
You'll see.
Just wait.
You'll see. Okay, so yeah, Luffy is safe with Yamato. All of the sky boats, I think they're called, are like flying into the air. We go back to the Tengu guy, the swordsmith, who is watching after Otama, and now I guess Toko. I think that's her name. The young Don Yasui's daughter. And she's like writing on her wish balloon thing that she wants her father back. But after a talk with Tengu talking about how everything he did was, for the betterment of Wano. He knowingly sacrificed himself for the future of the country. And if it wasn't for him, all of the lights of hope that they'd built would have gone out. And we get a little flashback from the young Don, to the point where Toko ate the smile fruit. And he realized that that's what she ate and was like, you got some more for me? And, that's how he got the smile fruit as well, is that like to not let his daughter suffer alone the effects of the malfunctioning smile fruit. He also took it. God damn it. The young Don strikes again. R.I.P. my dude. So, yeah. So, upon hearing all this, Toko changes her wish from "I want to see Daddy" to "Daddy, thank you," and lets it fly off into the sky. My heartstrings are tugged.
Acceptance.
Yeah. And all the sky boats are flying into the air. The people on Onigashima, specifically Cab Viper, are actually seeing it all go up, and he's like, "Wow, I haven't seen that shit in years." And then he shouts down into the Onigashima that he is confirming that Luffy has smashed Kaido all the way deep into the earth. And they've won, basically. Everyone's cheering. Everyone's like, yeah, we did it. After 20 long years of waiting for the chance to avenge Lord Odin's death, we are victorious. We've taken down 2 emperors of the sea. And everybody's just stoked. All the efforts are finally paid off. We get a little shot with Momonosuke outside of Onigashima, and he's reaching out to Zunisha, where he mentions that he has thought about it long and hard, and he has decided not to open the borders of Wano yet. And Zunisha is like, very well, I trust your decision.
For sure.
Yeah. It'd be cool if Zunisha actually kind of sticks around there for a minute, as a...
Like, I'm just gonna hang out right here then.
Yeah, I'll just park outside of your island if that's cool. Yugara's island. If Yugara are alright with that. But, yeah, Zunisha respects the decision, and then all of a sudden you hear an earthquake start up. But, we see that Kaido's goons haven't really given up, but that's when Yamato comes in and is like, hey, stop it. All right? Just stop. We've won, and if you continue to fight, then I will destroy you. So there's that.
With my bare hands.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You're not playing around.
No, not at all. Meanwhile, yeah, the earthquake spreads over to Onigashima. We see the like visages of Big Mom and Kaido just melting in the fucking magma. And that's when the volcano erupts, and that's where it says, Brian, that the final battle in the skies over Wano, winner, Straw Hat Luffy.
There it is, baby. There it is.
Oh, yeah. Big eruption. I guess they're dead. I guess.
I think they got sent somewhere.
Maybe. I mean, hey.
Yeah, I doubt they're dead.
Yeah, this is a crazy thing to survive, but I guess like Odin.
Yeah, but Kaido's unreasonably durable. I think he'll be fine. Big Mom is the one I'm worried about.
Unreasonably durable. That was his arc, though. Doesn't he want to die?
But he can't. I don't think this is gonna kill him. To be honest, I just don't think it's possible.
Yeah, I don't know either. I mean, obviously, if you don't see them say their last words, they're not dead. If Oda doesn't make it explicitly clear that they're super duper dead, then it's safe to assume that they might be alive.
They got their asses whooped. They're gonna return.
Yeah. That being said, Momonosuke descends upon Wano, and the citizens get scared because they see a giant dragon, and it's like, oh shit, Kaido's here. This is supposed to be our day of freedom. But then Momonosuke quickly is just like, I am not Kaido. The eruption was the final drumbeat signaling the end of Kaido, supreme commander of the Animal Kingdom pirates.
I'm just some other dragon.
Yeah. And through the dust of the battle, you see the Akazaya 9 accompanying Lady Komurasaki, aka Hiyori, the daughter of the Shogun, Odin. And they just pull up, and everybody's like, oh my god, Boss Kyoshiro! What happened to your style?
Beautiful ghost.
Yeah. They're like, Boss Kyoshiro, what happened to your style and hair? And he's like, it'll be a long, long story. We've brought the new Shogun of Wano. And that's where the chapter ends. As the heroes of Wano, basically the Akazaya 9, descend upon their people and are basically announcing victory. So that was cool. What were your guys' thoughts? Josh, tell us what you thought about this chapter.
I'm glad we got some finality. Needed that. I didn't want to wait yet another week to know. I wanted it to be a definitive, okay, he's coming back, or okay, he won.
Yeah.
And I don't mean surely I do believe the emperors are coming back without a doubt. So, but they have clearly lost. It's been confirmed, and I'm happy for us to move. Excuse me, guys. Move forward.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what the aftermath of this is going to be. That's exactly where my mind is at. I mean, I think the most powerful moment of the chapter was with the young Don himself, Yasui. Mm-hmm. But other than that, nothing too epic. It was, other than the fact that it counted at Luffy won.
Yeah.
So yeah, very enjoyable chapter. I don't really have... I had a question. What was the name of the thing that possessed the guy at the end? What's his name? Oh, man, it was
Denjiro?
funny. Kyoshiro.
Kyoshiro? Oh.
Yeah, what did he say?
He wasn't possessed. He was just so pissed off that his entire face contorted. Like, after Odin died, his whole face contorted and changed shape because he was so pissed that Odin got killed. So he wasn't possessed by anything.
He got possessed by the anger demon or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But now he's happy again. He got what he needed. Were those all your thoughts?
Yeah.
Brian, what did you think about this chapter?
I think this was a pretty good chapter. I still feel like, this isn't really the end of Wano. There's still a bunch of shit that needs to be tied up. And honestly, I know it might sound crazy saying this, but I still don't think Kaido is finished for this arc. Not saying that he's gonna keep fighting the Alliance and shit, but I still think he's gonna return in some way to do one last thing. That's what I think. But that's just me. I feel like I think it would be good to have like a real sense of finality for Kaido's arc, because I feel like him just getting punched into the lava, it's cool and all. Trust me, I think it's cool. Don't worry. It's just I think it would be cool if like he came up and kind of acknowledged Luffy as the real deal, essentially. Like, because at the end of the day, his whole thing is the guy who beats me is Joy Boy.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows how he's gonna react to Luffy after this if he's still alive? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if he comes back and he sees Luffy, is he gonna want revenge or is he gonna be more?
That's probably his man's $100,000. He's gonna find a reason to live again, and he's gonna be like, "You got my daughter on your team. Ain't that some shit?"
Yeah.
You go, girl.
So yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot that we. Well, Josh. But yeah, we need that, and also there's Mononosuke not opening the borders again, which that needs to be tied up. Why would he want to delay that? Maybe it's because the Marines are outside and he can feel their presence. But and also there's
maybe
that
because most people are still racist on the outside, and like the world government and stuff.
That too. But
And
there's
like,
still
like the other people. Let me stop.
Plus, there's still something special about Wano that we just don't know about yet. Still, to this moment, even
It's the heart of Japanese land, bro. It's the pride and joy. It's all right.
Talking about
how
in
Doctor
the
Strange,
universe.
they have that Kamar-Taj is like not really it's a land, but it's not really part of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
But it's representative of something. It's like a spiritual home.
Yeah.
That is what this is to. Like, Wano is to literal, actual Japan.
Yeah, but I'm talking about in story. I mean, not like figuratively speaking.
Yeah.
There's literally a special quality of Wano that is clearly very sought over, and there's a reason why it was closed in the first place. So maybe we'll get that. Maybe we'll get that in the next chapter with Mononosuke, explaining why he's not opening the borders.
Yeah. Yeah, I could buy that for sure. I mean, obviously there's something Wano, because like Wano was closed way before Odin, so whatever it had to do is supersedes or like precedes everything that's happened up to this point. And I think like Wano's seen how grimy the world government could be, and we're like, we don't want any part of that shit. No, sir. Keep your weird genocidal ass over there. I'm good.
You're not occupying us.
Yeah.
What do you think, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, given that like Wano is the birthplace of the poneglyphs for the most part, like they originated it.
Oh.
Yeah, it was like Wano Samurai who wrote all the poneglyphs, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, for me, this chapter was really cool. I debated giving it the RGC, but I think it's not quite there yet. I feel like what's coming, because now we're entering the post-Wano material, I feel like there's going to be a lot of RGCs for One Piece coming up.
Yeah. Dude, I'm so excited for the fucking world info dump.
Yeah,
bro.
weirdly enough.
I need it.
Yeah, I feel like weirdly enough, one of the best parts of One Piece is the arcs. Especially now, because the Straw Hats have been so far removed from the rest of the world. Like, they have no idea what's going on. They don't know about the warlords. They don't know about Blackbeard. They don't know about Moira pulling up to Blackbeard's territory. They don't
to the warlords.
They're illegal now. They've been deemed illegal, and the Navy is hunting them all down.
They did that, didn't they? Like, even before Big Mom's Island?
They did that at the start.
No, it was after.
Yeah, they did that in, like, the act breaks between Wano.
Oh, I see.
So,
they outlawed it. Okay.
Yeah. So
and Buggy was sick. I remember that.
Yeah. So that happened. The Reverie, they have no idea what happened there. They didn't even know shit went down at the Reverie. I don't even know if they know that it happened.
Oh, and then the situation with Boa Hancock.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't Kobe go over there to go check
Kobe's after Boa.
Yeah, Kobe's after Boa.
I think he's the highest rank.
Kobe up, son. He better relax.
I think he's the highest rank after Boa, actually.
He's a captain. Kobe is.
Yeah, I think Kobe is the highest rank officer going after.
Really? That's ridiculous. I would think that they would send vice admirals after the warlords.
Yeah, but Kobe's different. He's built different.
What is Kobe considered? What is he?
Kobe's a Marine captain.
So there's Marine like Smoker.
Yeah, when you saw Smoker for the first time.
Yeah, he was a Marine captain. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, Kobe is
But he's
flying
way beyond his level, right?
Yeah, but I would also say that Kobe. Oh, Josh, I think your video.
Sorry, yeah, I'm coming back.
No, I would say Kobe's rank is even probably better than Smoker's was at the time because Kobe's he's got a better mastery of hockey than Smoker did when he was captain.
Yeah.
He also has like all the CP9 techniques that I don't think Smoker had. So
yeah, Kobe's a prodigy.
Yeah, but who knows? Anyway, I really like this chapter. I feel like the epicness of them being boiled alive in lava was pretty cool. I mean, like, if you're gonna come up with a scale that could destroy the warlords, I wouldn't be surprised if they died this way. But I guess like the prevailing theory is that they're both still alive, which, you know, I guess I could also see. I wouldn't be ultra shocked, but this is pretty crazy. It's like if they don't get boiled alive by magma, then I don't know what kills these two.
Yeah, I don't. Definitely not a Kainu.
No, I guess not. Yeah, if this doesn't kill them, then what chance does a Kainu have?
This is why they never pulled up on them in the first place.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But yeah, this is really cool shit. I'm excited to see what comes next for One Piece. This is probably common knowledge, but I guess it suffices to say this chapter came out about 10 years exactly to the day to when Luffy accepted Law's alliance to take down Kaido. So 10 years later, exactly, pretty much, Kaido has been defeated, which ages me terribly. Because I was in college when that came out. It was 2012.
It sure was.
Yeah, so what?
I just started high school.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Wow, really?
That's in freshman year of high school.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm old.
Yeah. Yeah. Sheesh. So, way to age us, Oda.
Sheesh.
Yeah. It's very cool. Obviously, I don't think this was an intentional thing. There's no possible way to plan your story out this precisely to land exactly 10 years later at the end of this overall saga.
When did they make this? They made this alliance when they were a Hazard Punk.
Yeah,
Punk
Hazard. Yes. So that was in 2012 on May 28th. This chapter came out May 29th. 10 years later. So do with that what you will. That shit was crazy to learn. But happy 10 years, One Piece. It was a pretty good chapter to land on this 10-year anniversary of this alliance. But I don't got much else to say so far. I think this chapter was pretty cool. I think like there's going to be a lot more to discuss in the coming chapters as the Straw Hats slowly learn about not only the stuff about Wano. I feel like a lot's going to come out about Wano, but about what's happening in the outside world. So down for that. But I don't have any more thoughts. Do you guys have any more thoughts? Any more rebuttals?
Nope. Excellent chapter.
I'm ready to move on.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's move on. My Hero Academia. This is My Hero Academia chapter 354, Oopsie Daisy. Last we left off, Toya was seemingly defeated by Todoroki, and now we are cutting back to the battle between Endeavor and Hux versus All for One. And we cut to like a discussion that Hux and Endeavor and Best Genius are having about the one glaring weakness that All for One has, and it's that like this life support mask that he wears that's pretty cute. His Edgelord life support mask. So, you know, I guess like the plan is to destroy that mask because he cannot function without it. So, you know, it's the top two heroes versus the worst villain ever. So, you know, chances are not terrible. They start doing their cool combos, but All for One's like, such obvious tactics over and over. You're not nearly as fast as you used to be, Hawks. But
yeah, there's no one mightier in this series than all for one when it comes to talking that shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But basically their plan is to keep him close and finish him with like point blank attacks without letting him touch them. So, you know, it's basically all dependent on Hawks keeping his distance and Endeavor like putting on pressure in close range situations with his Inferno and shit. Which is a pretty good plan until like All For One starts talking all that shit again. That's the one thing they got to stop him from doing is talking that shit because nobody's better. He starts talking about how Endeavor's heart isn't really in it. Like even the fucking the amateurs are down there doing their thing, and Endeavor seems to be like his head's somewhere else. You know, he's like, you should know. For ages, I've had my eye on your twisted longing for power. But and the thing about me is when I come across fertile ground, I can't help but sow seeds. You never did find Toya's body, did you? And
Rev already knew. He knows what's being implied here.
Yeah. So Endeavor just kind of like freezes in place because he's hitting on some pretty tough spots for him personally. But All For One takes the opportunity to injure Endeavor pretty severely, it seems. As he says, "Oopsie daisy," chapter title drop. And All For One turns his attack to Hawks, who's going over to back Endeavor up, but he's like, shit, I can't dodge. Fuck, what am I gonna do? And All For One unleashes his attack, but who's there to save him but Jiro and Tokoyami, out of all people?
Jiro.
And they do a heartbeat wall. Tokoyami is flying Jiro while she does her sound wall, basically to make a sound shield to protect Hawks from the attack. And this was actually pretty badass. I'm not gonna lie. Tokoyami shouts out to Hawks, who was his mentor in the internship, so this kind of makes sense for his character to be there on a narrative level. He basically is here is like, I may be a poor substitute, but you and I are also capable of teamwork. So All For One starts talking his shit. He's like, you know, in the old comic I used to read, there were these jobber characters who only existed so the Demon Lord could show what he was made of. And Jiro's like, how about you say that line until you've actually beaten us?
All For One.
And that's where the chapter
right, cause she's like, get the fuck out of here, bro. You better smoke my shit before you say anything else, cause you really dragging it.
Yeah.
I mean, we all know that. We all know what time it is. These are off. No, you know. Let me take that back. Am I giving my thoughts? Have you wrapped up the chapter?
Josh, what did you think about this chapter?
Okay, so I actually do not think that all four of them are about to be a pack. I don't think so. I think that them four, with probably the help and combination of others, are going to show that All For One, if they all target one and beat that nigga's ass, you feel me? Give him what his name is. I could have made that more clever, but
yeah,
that's what we're going to go with.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Like, I'm hyped. Really like this chapter, yo.
Yeah.
And I wanna go back and make a point of something. All right? Now, let's be clear. This is more of kind of the same, but I do want to say that this was a pretty cool execution. So I remember when they gave Davi's secondary backstory, and I didn't really have much of I was just like, okay, you know, I didn't think we needed this, but the way he brings it up now kind of as a legitimate reason, like, yo, like it made me think about that, his backstory, and I was like, wait, yeah, Endeavor never did find him.
Mm-hmm.
And like the fact that I felt like he built that little moment up for this. Now, I don't, you know, him getting damaged because he got caught off mentally, I don't know if it's like worth it, if that payoff was super great. But I just want to acknowledge it. I thought that was cool. In case nobody else seen what he was trying to do there. I think that was the intent of the entire backstory for that moment.
Mm-hmm.
It's really cool to see two kids that we know from one Class A pull up to support. It really is nice because that could have been burned. You know,
Yeah.
it could have been burn adjacent. It could have been this guy and that guy that we've seen before, and we should be really excited because now they're about to fight. Mm-hmm. But no, we're gonna get the Class 1A. I am not sarcastically excited.
Nice. Hell yeah, dude.
I mean, do I even gotta say anything about the art? Bro, this was giving me, like, I told you, I was like, yo, if this ends up giving the same vibes as that Nomu fight with Endeavor, and it didn't scrap it out too much, but these first few pages was crazy. Crazy. He's giving it up. Look at these explosions. And how he's predicting attacks and shit. It was cool, man. I really like this chapter. And as a matter of fact, I like this so much. It's my RGC.
Whoa!
Certified RGC. Absolutely.
Same here, baby. Same here, baby. Let's go.
Certified
We out here.
He did a good job. He showed some technique and execution. You know, the fight was lit, and I'm pretty excited for next week. You know, and we're about to see Tokoyami fight, and I guess Jiro's cool too, but whatever.
Jiro's great.
She's great.
Yeah. Were those all your thoughts for the chapter?
You know what, Christian? Those were most of my thoughts.
Well, what are your other?
My last thought is nothing. I'm capping. Brian, what do you think?
I love this.
Because you already exploded off the top and gave your RGC.
Yeah, this is obviously Brian's. This is Brian's really good chapter of the week.
Certified RG.
You couldn't believe it.
Certified RG.
You couldn't fucking believe it. He's Josh.
No, I mean I could believe it. This was a good ass fucking chapter, and
No, you can't believe it.
This is exactly what I expect from Horikoshi when it comes to these like battlefield set pieces. Like I mentioned last week, I believe. This is exactly what he's good at. If he could keep doing shit like this, My Hero Academia is easily one of the best out there when it comes to this shit. Like, when it comes to the action, the art, the story, how he ties it together into the fight, like, all the things that he sets up and how he pays it off. Like, Horikoshi is extremely talented at these situations. Like, this is where he shines. And, I feel like if he could continue to ride this wave, My Hero Academia can only keep going up. Because there's a lot of really interesting situations within this battle. Like, it doesn't, aside from, you know, my bias for Endeavor's arc and shit. Of course, I've said this several times. This is my favorite fucking arc in the manga, alright? This is my favorite shit. So, him, you know, kind of playing to that, it tugged on my heartstrings, alright? That alone gave it an RGC. But what really sold it for me was the unexpected appearance of Jiro and Tokoyami, to be honest. I did not expect them to show up like this, and it was a very, very, very welcome surprise. And the way that, you know, the way that they creatively like work together is so fucking heartwarming. I don't know why. It's just so cool to see Jiro literally riding on Tokoyami's back. It's so
I did not expect that.
It's so awesome, man. I love it. Like, stuff like this, like, he just has a way of making stuff like this feel super impactful. And, Jiro kind of smiling in the face of total evil is also pretty fucking cool, too, because it shows that the future is fucking bright, bro. Like, these guys aren't scared of shit. They're here to fucking scrap. They're here to fucking fight for their future, and they don't give a fuck. They're literally standing in front of evil incarnate, and they're like, yeah, motherfucker, talk shit when you actually win. Like,
you mad old.
Yeah, for real, old ass motherfucker.
So you talking mad shit to my sensei.
It's fucking evil ass chicken nugget.
You must be punished.
Plus, one more thing on top of all that.
You must be disciplined.
This fight I'm glad that this fight didn't just boil down to Endeavor and Hawks. Mainly because I don't want this to be another All Might versus One for All. You know what I mean? Like, what All Might was one of one. He was literally the entire Hero Society in one dude. Like, everybody kind of just watched him do his shit. But the whole point of All Might not being in these fights anymore is to show that heroes can't just sit back anymore. You know what I mean? Heroes can't just sit back and let somebody else do the dirty work for them. It's time for everybody to collectively put their chips in. And this is exactly what we're seeing here. Everybody's chipping in. Everybody's doing something. It's not just Endeavor. It's not just Hawks. It's not even just Jiro and Tokoyami. Like, we're probably gonna see more people show up in this fight to assist in like different areas too. So it's just nice to see that he is utilizing the people that need to be utilized. Like, say what you want about like the Shoto fight, but honestly, I don't really care about Burnin. I'd rather somebody else get that fucking shine rather than Burnin. Just me. So,
I don't think it's just you, Brian.
Were people mad about burning? Were people mad about not?
Josh was
Oh
being...
yeah, you're right. Josh was pissed off about that. He said, "You bet you burning
It's not
fans.
her fault.
You burning fans better keep it."
I'd rather that focus be put somewhere else, like towards somebody who really deserves it. Somebody who's like been a part of the story longer. So we'll probably see a lot more surprise fucking people show up. Who knows? Fucking even Tape Dude is probably gonna have a moment because he had those little dots. You know, like you never know what the fuck is gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm very excited. I hope he keeps
Cero
it up.
If Cero gets a moment,
Why don't you
before,
let Zero to have a moment?
Sarah's
Everybody
cool.
has a moment except for Zero, Tail Dude, Sugar Rush.
yeah,
all these
duct
guys can
tape
get a
coming
moment.
from his elbow, son. I'm not trying to hear it.
It's not just duct tape, dude. It's super indestructible tape. He's basically Spider-Man, but with tapes coming out of his elbows.
Sure.
I think it's still a cool design. I don't give a fuck.
I like Sarah.
I'm just giving him hell.
I like Sarah.
But yeah, that's all my thoughts. Chris, what do you think?
I also really like this chapter a lot. It's not my RGC. It's very close. It was great though. I mean, obviously for me, it was like kind of cool. I was like digging it, you know, the Endeavor parts. I was like, all right. I saw what Josh was talking about, you know, with the building up of Endeavor never really finding his body and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is a good chapter, but it really was.
Right.
It really was just Jiro and Tokoyami coming in because this is just like kind of what we've been wanting out of My Hero Academia. Like, if you listen to this podcast at all, me and Josh are just like, the supporting characters are getting fucked over. But, you know, we're getting these little moments with them that I'm very grateful for. And I'm glad, weirdly enough, this is like a duo I never would have expected. I don't know how many scenes like Jiro and Tokoyami have together.
Not many.
So
I can tell you that much.
You know, it wasn't expected, but it also didn't feel forced. It was like, yeah, they're obviously classmates. You know, they would, I imagine they'd be friends too. So like, this is a cool little team up. Tokoyami especially, he's like one of the cooler characters that like, you know, has little moments sprinkled out through the series and is finally gonna get paid off. Jiro as well. You know, she had like that whole sports festival that was kind of her arc in terms of development. And you could tell that there's like an affinity for this character in Horikoshi's eyes in particular. So I'm glad she gets a cool moment here. I don't know where it's going to go. It could be that more folks just show up and it becomes a big, cool battle royale against All for One, which I would not mind. But very excited. I was like super pumped when I saw them come in. The 2-page spread where they come in is fucking awesome. I love that, like, you know, it's shaded really well. Like he's got these screen tones going on. That is really cool. I don't know. It's well drawn. Horikoshi's fucking goated artist and a great like manga writer in general. This was a cool moment to build up to, but not quite my RGC, unfortunately. But with that being said, I don't really have much else to say about My Hero Academia. Are you guys ready to move on?
Did Endeavor lose his arm? No, right?
No.
He lost like a chunk of his side.
Yeah, like he got him on the side. Well, the first time it was like a straight up cut to his face.
True.
So
This time he like literally like, you know, All Might style. They like fucking punctured his side.
yeah, he launched into his side. but that's what happened. All right, you guys ready to move onward then? And
Yes, sir.
Let's go. Jujutsu Kaisen. This is Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 186, Tokyo number 2 colony part 5. Last we left off, Panda, we got a weird like farewell to Panda's final siblings, who were destroyed by Kashimo, the 100-point sorcerer, with I guess like some kind of electricity related curse technique. And he just defeated Panda, but that's when Hakari showed up, making it one of the cooler moments ever. And they just get right into it. They don't really mince words. The very first panel is actually like Hakari punching Kashimo straight through a couple of these like trailer things. I don't know what the name for them are, but there's like these
container units.
Yeah, this container
units, something like that. Yeah, storage units. Let's just say storage units.
Yeah, the shit you would see on like a dock or like a boat, like a big shipping boat. And they're just getting it in. It's just straight up a fist fight for a couple pages. And you know, there's these little music notes everywhere, and we see the electricity around his hand where he's like, "Did you feel a tingle?" Implying that Kashimo's fucking curse technique didn't work really on him. He's like, "What's your name?" And he starts to break it down in his head that like he's his trait and his curse technique makes it difficult to defend with simple reinforcement through cursed energy. But this guy has so much fucking cursed energy that he can just ignore that and reinforce himself anyway. Hakari introduces himself. He says, "I'm Kinji Hakari. You could call me Keen." And Kashimo can hear like music radiating off of him. So he introduces himself as Kashimo, and Hakari is like, "Oh, wait, this is the 100-point guy. Hey, if I win, let me use your points." And he's like, "All right. You're with that panda, though, right? Tell me what."
No one ever says no. They're just like, like, yeah, sure, whatever. I'm gonna kill you, though. I guess that's why they.
Yeah.
It's never. It's not like they're like, yes, okay.
Yeah. No, it's like, yeah.
If we could just like,
if you could just take it.
You say so.
If you take it from me, sure.
Sure. Right.
Yeah, he asks him to tell him about Sukuna if he lives through this. And we get a weird panel of Hakari going cursed energy bonus, where he's just naked and he's like, "Cursed energy bonus, time to fly." And then Kashimo starts to lay into Hakari. He notices that Hakari is not really giving up a fight, really. And he's like, "Don't disappoint me." Like right as he's about to say that, Hakari just lays into him, like with one punch sends him flying. Hakari does the hee, and he just like teleports away.
Yeah.
He grabs his nuts and teleports, and just
he does. I didn't notice that. Yeah. And he was out.
Yeah, then he teleports. He kicks Kashimo. They just
gives him a nice knee to the chest.
Yeah.
Whoa, Falcon.
Dude, it's like they're giving it up greasy here. It's just a straight up fist fight. Kashimo gets some distance. He's charged up enough cursed energy, and he just shoots his lightning bolt at him. Like just straight up blasting Hakari's arm straight off. But Hakari just recovers. He comes back out of nowhere, kicks him in the face, and he's like, "Whoa!" To counterattack after that, and he looks back up, and Hakari's arm that just got blown off is back, and we get an explanation as to how that is. With Hakari. Okay, so one thing is that apparently when Hakari hits jackpot in the idle death gamble, it results in a bonus of unlimited curse energy throughout the round. Immediately after a jackpot, the private pure love train theme song "Admiring You" plays for 4 minutes and 11 seconds. Kashimo starts to think is this reverse curse technique? And technically Hakari has never learned reverse curse technique, but because of the unlimited curse energy, his body reflexively performs it, like without him really being conscious of it. So it prevents his body from breaking down. So to simplify, apparently Hakari is unkillable for 4 minutes and 11 seconds immediately after a jackpot. And furthermore, the music stops And then after the music stops, he opens his domain again. And it turns out that as long as he keeps hitting the jackpot, he's just able to keep using domain expansion until he loses. And that's where the chapter ends. Holy shit. Wow. What a fucking good, what a wild chapter. Josh, what did you think about this?
He is the Joey Wheeler of fucking Jujutsu Kaisen. Like, purely based on
That is an interesting comparison.
Yeah, explain that.
So he's a luck character.
Mm.
He's a luck character. When I was explaining this to Chris like off the cam, but this all right when Gojo Sensei stated that there were two other people that were pretty much on his level. It was a very vague and undescriptive response that left a lot to kind of be wondered.
Mm-hmm.
With Okotsu, he made it clear at the end, it's literally because he's a copier. And if you could copy Gojo's ability, then sure, you're as strong as him, technically, in a sense, or right there at his level. Plus, the raw power and all of that too, right?
Right.
And then with this guy, Hakari, his claim to fame is that, in theory, he could technically keep getting lucky and be indestructible for the entirety of a fight. Because he's strong enough to eventually chip somebody down, unless they're that unbelievably, that much stronger than him. I don't know if we're gonna see more, but it really does seem he's just a straight up kind of enhancer type physical fighter. Within all the luck stuff, either just gives him boost or it doesn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's our luck fighter. That's gonna be our guy. That's gonna be his moment. He's gonna have shit luck, but he's gonna pull through and win one of these fights, and it's gonna be super lit.
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy. The one where he doesn't hit jackpot but wins anyway.
Yeah,
fucking fire.
Yeah, I know. I see. I know. It's okay.
Yeah, no,
that's
it's
his art. Yeah. Or it's gonna be super lit, or he's gonna be so bleak, and he's gonna hit a jackpot and do some wild shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, how it goes. I'm ready. I'm waiting for that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm unlimited cursed energy. But if you can't touch Gojo, I guess it doesn't really matter, does it?
I guess not. No.
Maybe somebody on TikTok will break it down.
I hope so. The TikTok community seems to have trouble with Jujutsu Kaisen as well. But were those all your thoughts, Josh? Do you have any more rebuttals? Anything to talk about?
I guess that's about it. Great chapter.
Yeah.
Brian, any thoughts?
So, this was a fun chapter. This is another classic Jujutsu Kaisen fun fucking chapter. Like, again, the string continues. Jujutsu Kaisen still has not had a bad chapter in fucking... I can't even remember a bad Jujutsu Kaisen chapter. That's how long it's been. So, even if it's not an RGC, it's still an extremely fucking enjoyable chapter at times. Like, I fucking love Hakari's fucking energy. The shit that he brings to a fucking manga page is just so uniquely him. Like, when he gets his cursed energy bonus, the fucking panel with him, like, completely fucking naked is so fucking dramatic and stupid. But it's so fun. But I think what's the biggest highlight to this whole thing is the fact that he could literally spam his fucking domain expansion. Like, I think that's what really sets him apart from every other Jujutsu sorcerer. Mainly because literally he's like every 4 minutes and 11 seconds, if he gets lucky, he can just re-put you inside of a domain expansion. Literally every time.
Yeah.
And I think his might actually win out on other domain expansions too. So if somebody were to use a domain expansion within his, he would win. He would probably win. Because he has unlimited fucking cursed energy. So, he's probably, his domain expansion is probably the most powerful essentially. It has I wouldn't say actually the most powerful, but the most potential to overpower, essentially, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I feel like there's still some shit that I just don't get. Like, how the fuck is he able to, like, just fly, like, essentially? Like, he literally flew from Charles to here, somehow. But there's still a little bit that's still not really explained about his, curse technique, which is fine, because, you know, he seems like he's a very expect the unexpected type of character. But really fun chapter. Fucking love it. I'm really interested to see this guy Kashimo put in some work, because I want to see Hakari get tested a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I think this guy can do it.
Yeah. I'm sure he will. Were those all your thoughts, Brian?
Yeah.
Cool.
I have a rebuttal, actually.
Go for it.
I'm very okay with assuming that Hakari just ran over there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
I'm
no,
okay
I
with
would, I would, my thought was that, like, he did the Hulk thing where he just jumps from place to place. I can see that.
He sensed Panda's pain.
Yeah, that's my boy. I gotta go save my boy. But obviously, this was my really good chapter of the week, honestly.
Certified RGC. Certified RGC. Certified RGC.
And I should say, I forgot to mention it before, but One Piece won the audience really good chapter of the week, so that was my bad.
Certified RGC. Certified RGC. Certified RGC.
Yo, audience, since Black Clover is around, is One Piece the new default?
No, not really. I mean, even when Black Clover was around, it wasn't winning as much. So honestly, like, I think the Black Clover crowd has calmed down, which is unfortunate, because Black Clover was pretty good towards
Come back, Black Clover crowd. I don't hate you, I swear.
Yeah, please.
I just enjoy the rivalry.
Yeah. But back to this chapter. I really like this chapter, and I think it's for all the reasons that Brian said. It was just fun to read Hakari. I think, like, part of what makes Hakari interesting is that, like, even though his domain expansion is based mostly on luck, he seems so confident in it. He's, like, pretty sure he's always going to get a jackpot every time.
Yeah.
Because I think, like, I'd be worried if
There's
I had
psychology behind that, actually.
Yeah, you think so, huh? Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, you know, behind gambling and stuff. It's. I'm guessing that's why, like, you get, like, this rush to your head, like, or whatever. Like, I guess certain chemicals fire from your head that make you just believe, like, that you are gonna win on that next one, that you have a chance to. I wish I should have looked that up.
No, I think you got it.
It's super interesting, guys.
No, there is an adrenaline rush to gambling. I mean, you know, that's why there are people who are addicted to gambling. I think that's represented in Hakari with his unlimited cursed energy boost.
Yes, I mean, it's his whole aesthetic too. I mean, the fact that he dropped out of school and started making bread for himself on the side.
Yeah, just a fight club.
Gambling maniac.
Yeah, he opened a fight club where he takes bets. You know,
yeah, right? So, there you go.
Yeah, it's just so cool. In terms of Kashimo, like, the only way he could stop him is to kill him before, like, the lever, so to speak, is all the way done. You know, like, before the final card is drawn, so to speak. So the battle within the domain is going to be really important right now, because Hakari still has to stall ostensibly whenever, like, he's in his domain, as people can attack him. That's just what Charles just wasn't able to do, just to kill him while the domain was playing out. So Kashimo might have a chance at this moment, because he's really got to hold off Kashimo until he gets the jackpot or doesn't.
I mean, it seems like Kashimo can easily get the upper hand, though.
Sure.
That's the thing. He is a dangerous guy. If Hakari didn't have his jackpot, he would be missing an arm right now.
Oh yeah.
Like, this dude doesn't play. He's a big deal.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But I think, like, at that point, Hakari was playing recklessly because he knew he can't die.
I guess you're right.
Yeah, so he does have to be careful at this point, because he's not invincible anymore. So he really has to. They still have to fight while all this shit is playing out, and I'm excited to see that. Obviously, unfortunately, Jujutsu Kaisen is off next week, so that's a huge bummer. But that being said, this was such a fun chapter to read, and yeah, I think Brian's right. There's been a streak of great Jujutsu Kaisen chapters ever since even the culling game started. I would say like when Maki, like all the way back when Maki was fighting, I don't think there's been like a total L chapter since. So that's good on Jujutsu Kaisen, and I'm glad that Hakari is kind of living up to the hype. You know, like because there was a moment where like when I first saw the pachinko game, I was like, really? But you know, now it's just like I can't wait for this pachinko game to come back. Now that
he had to do the labor of that for that chapter to lay the groundwork. I mean, respectable.
Akutami's a patient man, you know, like to really. It's a testament to his writing to like have the trust of the audience to really sit through. It's like, all right, I'll read this because I want to. You know, I'll read this entire explanation.
It's rewarding because we want to understand it because he's gonna apply it in creative ways. And like, if you don't get it, that's your fault.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean,
so that's why I don't. It's not that much of a drag because I do feel like this is worth it.
Yeah, the powers are also interesting, no matter what. So, I'm excited to see. Maybe Kashimo has his own domain.
Yeah, he probably does.
I'll say this: Hakari's domain is pretty much the same, you know, as Higuruma in the sense that it's not like a can't miss attack. It's very old style where it's literally a game.
Oh, it's like an ancient ancient domain.
Yeah, it's kind of like Higuruma's domain where like it's not battle based, like it's not about the attacks you lay inside the domain.
More condition based.
Yeah, it's about like the effects that the domain can possibly have after it's done.
It's for sure a passive domain.
Yeah. But super cool chapter. I can't wait for the next one. It's unfortunate.
Dude, Kashimo could take an ass beating, man. Who is this nigga?
He's an ancient sorcerer. He's one of the ancient ones.
And they're all super strong. That's just...
Well, Kashimo in particular was one of the first. Like, him and Higuruma were the first to get to 100 points in the culling game. So, he's on that level. And potentially maybe stronger. I don't know. He's a more battle-oriented one than Higuruma would probably be. So...
What if he's the guy who first created the new style of domain expansions?
That would be sick. I mean, you know, I feel like...
That would be pretty sick.
Yeah, I feel like we're going to understand his deal quite a bit because he seems to have ties to Sukuna, so I feel like we'll get some kind of flashback or something explaining his deal. But...
Even though he fucked up my boy Panda, I still find him really interesting.
Yeah, he's cool. He's a cool villain. But are we ready to move onward?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Undead Unluck. This is Undead Unluck chapter 112, room 25. Last we left off with Undead Unluck. Andy undeaded a couple of Rip and Lotla. So that was sad. He had to do it because, you know, they were getting in his way. It's a battle for the round table to just kind of like go back to the beginning of the loop and basically flip the Monopoly board over and start from the beginning again. So, you know, it's a race to the Ark, essentially. And he's competing against, I guess, the Unruin, Negator, and the Seal rule. What was it called? The, shit, I'm blanking on the name. It wasn't an addendum or whatever seal is. It's just like a super UMA.
He's the king of Umas.
Yeah. So, you know, he's going after that. But they get stopped in their tracks because there's an unbreakable gate made by Unbreakable. So it is unbreakable. And Tatiana, the untouchable, comes in right behind them. And she's like, "You're the bad person who stabbed Fuko. Both of you are dying right here." And as we all know, Tatiana's power is that like anybody who gets within her sphere of her range, which is why she sits in this robot forever, just basically vanishes because like she cannot be touched. That's her thing. So Yeah, that's happening. Andy is racing on his motorcycle. He zooms into one of the hallways. He sees like a bunch of the lab members killed, except for Miko, who is the daughter of Nico, the scientist dude who betrayed the Union. And this other scientist dude whose name I forget. But he's a scientist dude. And he's like, please stop Dr. Nico. He left away for his daughter to survive. I'm not certain he's doing this of his own free will. And he charges Andy to stop him. Andy motorcycles away as this dude dies.
Poor scientist.
Yeah, we see other Union members who are also dead. And he shouts out, he's like, Nico, where are you? Get your ass out here. I'm going to smash your face in. And Nico just says, I'm waiting on room 25 on level 8. So Andy pulls up to...
He's not scared.
No, not at all. Andy pulls up to room 25 where he sees, frozen dead bodies. I think like one of them is Gina from the very beginning. I think one of them, I forget who this guy is. Is he the ammo guy? I'm not sure.
Maybe, if not the ammo guy.
Oh,
no,
the
that's
other
from the
guy.
bad team.
He was maybe he's the negator that they killed to get into the Union. That was crazy.
Yeah, from the beginning. That might be him.
And of course, I guess that's Fuko at the end there.
Yeah.
That he has cryogenically frozen. And he's like, so what the fuck's going on here? Are you being controlled by somebody? He's like, well, when you think about it, if you consider that, we're all being controlled. And Andy's like, man.
I ain't here to wax philosophical, my nigga. You know what the fuck I just asked you. What's up?
Yeah.
Do I need to kill the person controlling you, or
what?
Are you a pack?
Yeah, he says, I don't work for money or fame. There are a few things that can sway my heart. Well, actually, there are two. My dream of slaying God and my wife, which is, I guess, what the little ghost that he brought in. And he said if he had to choose between the two, he chose his wife. So, Andy remembers that, like, Unruin mentioned that they let him see his wife as a ghost. And he said, I did everything I could to try and see my wife one more time. But for those reasons alone, I've kept myself alive. So he said, I don't plan on us ever understanding each other. After all of you will just forget everything anyway. And then he uses his cool spheres to cut Andy up with these laser things. And he says, that applies to you too, doesn't it, undead? And that's where the chapter ends. I guess
Resident Evil style.
Oh, yeah.
I really like that.
Yeah.
Really, really like that.
Well, this is actually kind of exciting. Let's get into thoughts. Josh, what did you think about this chapter?
What do I think? What is his negator ability?
We don't know yet.
What is it? Ungravity? Because he floats on these orbs?
Could be something. Did we meet it on gravity? I don't think so. Maybe. It could be on gravity. I don't know what it could be. But, yeah.
It has to be something science related. Something I don't know.
Unintelligent?
Right. Right. Undumb?
Undumb?
That's undumb.
Yeah. Maybe he's undumb.
I'm the dumb negator.
Yeah.
But only for myself and not you plebs.
Yes. I negate everything that is dumb. There's no dumb things within my area. Yeah, but those are your thoughts? It's just figuring out what this guy's ability was? We don't know it yet. We'll find out next chapter, I'm sure. But
Yeah. No, this is the fight I've been waiting for. I didn't think it was gonna be Andy versus him, but at least Nico's fighting somebody. And we didn't get that much personality out of him prior, so it's just that like him acting this way, I'm not gonna say it's a shock or a surprise, but it's like, okay. I'm not shocked by his how easy he was to turn or act like a, I guess, kind of villainous or whatever. But It's nice. It's just nice to see this character being formally introduced now.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed the chapter thoroughly for that. I thought it was, not to sound like a cop out, but I liked some of the art shots. Like a lot of the panels, they kind of got me excited. I thought the conversation between Andy and Nico was really cool too, because it built a lot of tension. I mean, Undead was tight. Because he seemed, I think what it was the wonton death. Because he's like, man, like, I need to hear your excuse, bro, because you wilded the fuck out. I like how he went about that.
Yeah.
And he's an interesting main character. He's not an anti-hero. He's definitely not.
No.
He's just really not the conventional good guy. He just goes about things totally different. He speaks a different way. He addresses people a different way. But we know what he's fighting for. We know what his justice is.
Yeah. And every now and then there will be a shonen protagonist that's like an adult. You know, like it's kind of weird. He's the only grown up. Everybody else is like a teenager almost.
He's a grown ass.
Oh, he's like a super grown up. He's an ultra grown up.
He's old like All for One.
Yeah. He's like 1 billion years old. He was born at the beginning of time.
Oh, he's way older than All for One.
Yeah. Yeah, he's way older than All for One, but
Victor was a caveman?
I think it's implied that he was
or whatever. He was in a.
He was around for a long time.
No.
I think he's been around for a very long time. But yeah, were those all your thoughts?
Yeah, that's all my thoughts. What do you think, Chris?
No, yeah, I thought this chapter was pretty cool too. Nico is one of the people that we know nothing about. He would just like pull up and be like mad scientist dude, but we didn't really get a lot of time with him at all. So this is the most time we've spent with him, really. So getting to know him a little more, getting his ability, what his backstory is. I feel like, we've been going through these characters of the Union like one by one, arc by arc. Every Union character has his own arc for the most part, and this is just Nico's, I imagine. So I'm excited to get into it because he was always an interesting one. But I'm excited to get into Nico. I don't really have much else to say. I agree. A lot of the art shots were really cool. Him going into the lab and fighting Nico there and squaring up, that was cool.
Mm.
And
it's a nice setup. Mm-hmm. I think it's gonna be an interesting fight, more than just Andy shooting blood and swinging at him. I think this is something he's gonna have to figure out.
Yeah. But yeah, I didn't have really much else to say about Undead Unluck. It was a pretty cool chapter overall. Are you any rebuttals, Josh?
No, man, this was a good chapter.
All right.
Looking forward to next week. I'm glad it's not on break.
Oh yeah. But with that being said, that was Undead Unluck, and that has been our show. Wowee. Thank you guys so much for listening. As per usual, you could find me at the Chris Espinal on Twitter and Instagram, Josh at JDCole_37 on Instagram, at NYChillin on Twitter, Brian at B.ESP on Twitter and Instagram, and also check out his Twitch stream at It's Punchline, twitch.tv/It's Punchline. Check him out on that. You can email the show itself, follow the show itself at New Jump City on Twitter and Instagram as well for the weekly Really Good Chapter of the Week poll. We should be putting up one for the monthly pretty soon, so watch out for that. You could email us at newjumpcitypod@gmail.com with any questions, suggestions, comments about the show, anything you guys want us to talk about. Email us there, or you can comment under whatever video you're watching, whether it's the full version of the podcast or the little highlight breakouts we make for you guys. Give us a subscribe while you're at it. Give us a like. Give us a share us to your friends. You can listen to the podcast as well on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. We're on there, so give us a listen. And I think that's it. Without further ado, thank you guys so much for listening. We'll be back next week, and then at some point we'll drop a episode for the monthly chapters when World Trigger comes out in June. So more on that later. But stay safe, New Jump citizens. See you guys next week.
Peace
out, guys. Thanks for listening.
Bye-bye. Bye now.